been snowing. Day 219 here of making daily videos to work out what this company's about. I think we've worked that out now after over 200 days. It's called nonconformitycompany.com. We've also got 100 startups in 1 year.com and nonconformityuniversity.com and nonconformitybusinessblueprints.com. All 4 ways. There's a lot of 4s in this company for whatever reason. Junction, numbers. 4's like a junction, isn't it? I guess that's what we are, a junction for you to come in and steer your life in different directions. And you've got to work at life, haven't you, really? Because everything else is moving on around you. The world, technology, finance, work as we know it, is always changing. And entertainment, tastes, foods, beliefs, everything's always evolving. So it's up to us to evolve kind of with it, but kind of for ourselves as well, in a pure and natural way. There's a lot to take in, isn't there, going on in the world all the time. I think as you, I don't know, especially last year. I don't know how this air source heat pumps works, like pulling in air, freezing air. The bills aren't that cheap anyway, so, but it does heat the house very nicely with its new heating system. Just blew out something anyway. Where was I? Yeah, so junctions, four routes into the company. I started off just trying to, I just said to myself, right, I know enough now, I've done enough, I've got enough experience, I'm very hungry and I love business. I'm always researching and reading. Here's a book as well I'll talk about in a minute. I just thought, I've got to bring it now. It's time to bring it. It's time to create something. It's time to carve out something that I've created and that serves me, the people around me, and inspires and educates other people. I love to teach. That's what I love to do. I love to learn and I love to teach. And I'm always trying to evolve and get better as a person. And last year, one of the big things really, I touched on it quite a bit in books and stuff in the past, but behavior patterns and those relationship patterns, those four patterns, I think it was accelerated by a friend that came to stay a few weekends and the house got taken over, and it was quite chaotic and very energetically draining, because I think sometimes people are in relationships where these patterns play out, the interrogator, intimidator, poor me and aloof. I definitely recognise in relationships in the past when I was a lot younger. And it's all to get energy, it's all energy exchange. This book's all about energy. This is what life is. It's the invisible energy that is. Quantum physics is really just catching up with a lot of this science, a lot of ancient knowledge, a lot of the yogic wisdom. Yeah, and I think last year was about really recognising a lot of these patterns and uprooting any of them from ours, but it was quite fascinating and still is to see a lot of these patterns playing out. When you're in them, it's hard. You have to have, I think, the big wake up. I think it's only ours. We can't change anybody else, but it's our responsibility, I think, to try and evolve and improve as human beings. And recognizing these behavior patterns. It's a bit of a weird book, but the Celestine Prophecy talks about these behavior patterns. There's other psychology books and things that talk about this. Some of them call them different things. But yeah, it's fascinating stuff. And this book, The Map of Consciousness Explained, is, I've been waiting for a holiday book. Not that it's going to be all holiday, because we're going to be working. Going away, got to get packing tomorrow, because we're going away in a few days to the Canary Islands for a month, which is going to be great, because I do love the sunshine. Got another book on the sun, actually, Chasing the Sun, I think it's called. I bought for my mum, but she lost it, so we've bought it again for us, and then take it on holiday. She loves the sun too. Just about some new cutting edge research and science about the benefits of the sun and why we need it. And yeah, so this book is really fascinating because it resonates a lot with a lot of the past stuff I've learned, linking with some of the yogic stuff. And in yoga, all you're doing is building up you're doing quite a few things, but you're kind of harmonizing your body, mind, and soul so they're resonating the same. So, and raising your vibration and frequency, and for optimum health and well-being. And in yoga, they talk about the bliss state, and I certainly felt that when I was practicing a lot in Bali. You just get to this state of just pure bliss. You just like everything, every cell in your body is vibrating at this lovely state, and you're just like and it comes naturally. It talks quite a lot about addiction in this book, and why people went through the 12 steps of AA, and how that's linked to how it's a good program, because it kind of links in with a lot of this stuff, and why people get addicted to things, and the energy vibrations, the lower energy vibrations that they're in below 200. Yeah, so I've got my book to really get into for this break, and yeah, I'm just trying to get better as a human, and a teacher, and a partner, and a friend, and a dad all the time. So I'm kind of not left behind with all the evolution around me, and that's what the company's here. We've got some different programs, education, resources, tools, just for people to start improving those different areas of life. We break down life into the 5 areas: health, work, people, finances, and evolution. So something like the 4 a.m. Club program is a program for you to get in. It's going to change your life, and it's going to have benefits, because you'll have more time in the morning to start businesses, improve your health, improve your mindset and your outlook for the whole day. That first half an hour that you spend, if you just wake up and it's very easy to just automatically drift into what you did the day before, and that means that you think, feel, and act largely how you did the day before, and then most of your day is going to be impacted from that very first half an hour of the day. It bleeds into the day. So how we spend our lives is, of course, how we spend our days. So if you want to change your life, just change your days. If you want to change your days, change the morning, change the first half an hour. That can be uncomfortable, because all we want to do is get up and do what we did the day before, because it's automatic. So a lot of these relationship behavior patterns, they're just automatic. They're so built in, and they're probably learned from our parents, and then we're doing them. And it's really hard to like look down and be like, oh yeah, these patterns are repeating, and they're not healthy, and we need to change that. It's hard to work on yourself like that, because you have to get honest, and the ego just wants to keep us safe, even if it's at the detriment to ourselves. It'd rather just keep things familiar and safe, and that's why doing work like this is it's tricky. So yeah, a bit of a ramble about things, but I think the 4 a.m. Club, I'm liking the idea. I just wrote down a load of notes a week or so ago, one day when I was alone and feeling inspired, and I like the idea of, it's a bit like, I saw a video the other day on YouTube about just saying no, and this guy he's a speaker, and he says he gets people like asking him, they say, oh, our budget's like only 30% of what your fee is. So like if he's asking for 10 grand, they're saying we've only got 3 grand. And he says what he does is he just says no, and then he recommends a cheaper competitor. And he said most of the time, guess what, they'll come back and they'll pay the fee, because he's not willing to bend on his price or his morals. And then so the people realize that, and they're like, he must be good. I like that. And I guess I've had the ideas with Non-Conformity Book Club, I think originally, of like kicking people out if they didn't do something. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I like the idea of the 4 a.m. Club having a limited amount of spaces, 1,000 people, say, $11 a month, so it'll be 11 grand a month. That'll be job done to cover everything and live. But then you've got to share a sunrise picture every month. One sunrise picture, not with you in it, just a picture of the sunrise, because we're all about getting up early and getting some of that morning light and starting the day off amazingly. And then if you don't share that picture, then you're out, and it will make space for the other people, because we want a quality, dedicated space for people. And I've also put on the bottom of one of the sales, but I think it's for the 4 a.m. Club. Normally when it's a sales page, it's like, yeah, pay now. I've put yes or no at the bottom. So the yes goes to the shopping cart, where you can sign up for the try or no credit card and try it for 11 days for free. And then you can add your card whenever you want during the trial. The community software is really good, it takes care of all of that. But if you press no, it takes you to the showbiz column on the Daily Mail website. So it's kind of like, yeah, just a bit different, isn't it? It's like, okay, you don't want it, go over here and waste some time. So it's kind of saying something in a different way. So that's over 10 minutes. The Map of Consciousness explained by Dr. David R. Hawkins. All right.